Hello everyone. So today we're going to see how to create a model and what type of models we have. So basically we have two type of models, analytical model and planning model. So we're going to create an analytical model and then we try to convert that into a planning model. Planning models are basically used to plan some data where users can, uh, input some data by using input templates and input stories, or they can plan they can do budgeting forecasting, whereas analytical models are mainly used for reporting, like analysis purpose. They are not they're not used for planning. So let's create an analytical model and then we'll try to convert that into a planning model. Yeah, sorry. So let's go to files, my files. So this is my folder. So I'm going to create a model and then it comes here on the left side. From here also directly you can create. Let's close this. I'm going to create an import model, which is this one. Click on this. So I told earlier, so you can create a model with data or an empty model. So since I'm loading from the flat file, I'm going to create my model based on flat file. So I'm going to start with the data. Click on next, select the file. I'll select the file from my desktop. Okay, and click on import. So now we are in model structure where it shows dimensions and the measures. Basically, these are the fields available in my file. So, and I know my sales order item is under measures. It's not a measure. I'm going to change it to dimension. Similarly, there is delivery date, which is again date. It's not a measure. So I'm going to change that as well into dimension. Here, right side in the details, if you want, you can close it. Or if you click this, it will show you basically, right now I selected delivery date. That's why it is showing delivery date related properties, all these things. If you want to see the model properties, you can click here. And since we are creating an analytical model, you can see planning capabilities is disabled. And you cannot toggle this, you cannot check this, because for planning model, version and date dimensions are mandatory. Right now, we don't have version in analytical model, but whenever you click on save model, version will be automatically added. Okay, let's create analytical model first, then we'll see how to. And you can toggle click on this data foundation view to check the data. Bottom you can see. All these things you can check here. I'm going to save this model. Now I am going to create name it as n_ODL. Saving it. Model is saved successfully. A version dimension was added automatically. As I said earlier, version will be automatically added. Now my analytical model is created. I can check under the model preferences, model information, model type is analytic, model layout is measure. What is this mean? I'll come to that later. And then if you go to planning, you can see this checkbox is disabled, which means it's not enabled for planning. It's not a planning model. Okay. Okay, you can see the data here. You can create stories on this model, all these things. Now, what I want to do is I want to convert this into planning model. But here it's not allowing. As I said, for any planning model, date and version dimensions are mandatory. And here you can see we have version dimension which is added when we save the model. We also have a delivery date here. This is a date, but it's not a, if you check this symbol, let's select the delivery date. And if you come to properties, you can see the name of that dimension, description. Type is generic. This dimension type is generic. There are different type of dimensions. We have account dimension, generic dimension, date dimension, organization, timestamp. Right now, this delivery date is added as generic dimension, which is generic. Okay, so to convert this into planning model, what we do is we change this delivery date into a date dimension. For that, you have to come here. You can change it here directly, or from here, change dimension type to date. Let's see what. So when you say change this delivery date dimension from generic to date dimension, so you got this pop-up here, change dimension type. This is the name. Granularity. Since it is a date field, it will ask you to select the granularity. Since my file has this YYYYMMDD format, I'm going to take it as day. But remember, planning will not be done normally planning will not be done on a date level. Normally they do it on monthly, quarterly, obviously. But since my data is at the date, and so I'm going to select the date, and the format is YYYYMMDD, because that's what I have in the file, YYYMMDD. Okay. Then I don't want to add any properties anyway, it's not allowing. Properties are nothing but, if you compare it with VW, dimension is nothing but info object, property is nothing but its attributes like that. Okay, so I'm going to click OK. Okay, it's giving some error, resolve validation issues. We have detected one issue with the dimension properties below. Make sure to review them, and some values do not match the defined source format. Why? We can see the date is wrong here, 2999. I mean, it's too large, I think 2999. So I have some issue. I mean, this date is wrong. That's what it is saying. So I'll just go back. You can change in the file the date. Before that, what I'll do is I'll go here. So what I'll do is I'll check what dates are there with 2999. I will just fill it out. Okay, here you can see total 22 records are there with this wrong format. So either you can go and change them in the file, or what you can do here is so here you have some option transform data. When you click this, wait for some time. Yeah. Now you can do transformations here, like you can change by writing some. like you can concatenate, split, extract, replace, change, all these things you can do. And yeah, under the action, this is transform bar. If you click this, you can see can do transformation by using all these things. Or you can click on this, go here, you will come to custom expression editor. Here you can write some using some functions. You can change this. So what we are going to, and here you can see you have some help window open here. So you can check here functions if any uh, functions are available. So right now we want to change this 2999 to something like valuable like 2019 or some year valid year. So you can select, you can check and any function is available. So replace, I think there is one replace. So when you search, you type here, it's showing here. There is something called replace content. When you click, it will show you with examples all these things. So for example, string after replace content, string, what do you want? So what I will do is I'll type replace content re, and then it's showing. I'll select the replace content, then it's giving me the basically structure, which column I want to modify, delivery date. So uh, if you click on control space, it will show you all the fields. So delivery date I want to change, and which field I want to replace. I want to replace in field, say in delivery date, control space, or type D delivery date. I want to replace what? I want to replace this 2999 with something like 2018. Okay, after that, so what I'm doing is in delivery date, I'm replacing first this 2999 with 2018. Click on this. Custom action successfully executed. You can again click here. Sorry. Click on delivery date. Close this. Uh, okay, let me move this bit. And here, or let's save this first. For saving, close this. If you click here, save changes before closing. Let's save this. After saving, we'll check whether do we still have those wrong dates or not. Successfully saved. Now it again came back to model structure. So I want to check the delivery date. So where is the delivery date? Click here, filter. Let's see, do we have any 299? So we don't have any. So those are all replaced. So that's fine. Now let's try to close the view. Now let's try to change the delivery date from generic dimension to date dimension. So I'll select a day, MMDD, click OK. Let's see it will allow. Okay, now it allowed. You can see here it changed the symbol. You can see it's a delivery date dimension. So we have two mandatory dimensions, version and date dimensions. Now let's try to see. You can see it's allowing me to enable. See, planning. The dimension delta was automatically set as the planning dimension. That means since I'm enabled, you can enable from here or something like that. You can go to model preferences. Under you can again click here settings or directly go to planning. It will come here. You can enable from here. So once you enable these planning capabilities, what it is saying is time and planning. Date dimension used for planning. We only have one, so that is delivery date. Then yeah, you can see all these things based on data, all these things. We'll discuss later. So now click on OK and save this. So what we did is we created an analytical model first and we saved it. And after that, what we did is we opened that analytical model, we changed the delivery date dimension from generic dimension to date dimension. After that, we enable the planning capability. That's how you can convert a planning model, analytical model into planning model. Let's go back and see. See this M model is model planning model. Earlier it was analytical model. Okay. That's how you create a model in SAC and little bit theory. So an analytical model is strictly for read only. You cannot plan data in analytical model. Read only and data reporting and analysis is used for this by using these analytical models. A date dimension is available, but it's not required. It's not mandatory date dimension in analytical model. Planning models are pre-configured with all these things. Okay. Dimensions are required. These date and version dimensions are required because planning activities are directed by time frames, all these things. Then, yeah, in a typical workflow, the structure. So normally when you are creating a planning model, what you do is now you create an empty without data. First you create the structure, then you import the data, then use for planning. All these things. Okay, that's it for this session. We'll see you in the next sessions.